Yo.
What up, what up?
Ooh, let's fucking go. Look at us on time.
Look at our time, man. It's not tomorrow.
Not inebriated yet.
So just for those of y'all that know, or so you can know, we looked at last week's video and noticed that our new camera has shown us too much detail.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. I'm so self-conscious about myself, and now I'm like, bro, I don't like it.
Remember when 4K first came out, and you was like, yo, that dude or that chick does not need to be in 4K?
Yeah. You're like, yo, I can see their pores. I don't like it. That's how I feel about watching us now. I'm like, yeah, nah, we're gonna take down the quality to about 480p.
I need tube television quality right now, bro.
I'm still handsome and low def. So we're gonna take that shit down, man. Oh, wow.
Yo, welcome back, everybody, to the Carpet Footman Podcast. He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with the drink of the day.
Yo, I know we do bourbon now, it feels like.
I don't even care.
But I don't even care.
I
like it.
If y'all don't like it, change the channel. Wait, I'm on my shit today. Let's go.
You know what is impressive to me is like we find ways to just keep making different shit with bourbon that's either refreshing or smoky or like I think that's what I love about it too. It's like so versatile. But a bourbon punch, and it's simple. It is not one of those where you guys are gonna need all these tools. And we get shit sometimes, and people like y'all get too fancy. And I think we did that last week too, man. We tried to do simple. So this one's like really cake. In a cocktail shaker, you fill it up with ice. It's 2 ounces of Simply Lemonade, 2 ounces of the bourbon. We did the Elijah Craig small batch today. Elijah Craig hits every time. It's sub $40 a bottle, like probably 30, 35, depending on where you live, market. Yep. It's good. It goes, dude, we drank a drum of it by itself, and Elijah Craig still hits like on its own, man. It's so good. So you can't go wrong with Elijah Craig ever. So it's like 2 ounces of Simply Lemonade, 2 ounces of the Elijah Craig, and 1 ounce of Wonderful pomegranate juice, and shake it up and pour it in a rocks glass filled with ice. Garnish with a lemon peel. That's it.
It's and I know that we're kind of hiding our glasses.
But you know, normally we have them in the front.
Normally have them in the front so y'all can see it. Got the nice red color. Anything red's always good.
It is true. It's always good, but then I know I'm gonna pay for it in sweetness, but this one doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, when I first came over, obviously I had not tried it beforehand, but looking at the ingredients, I was like, the lemonade with the pomegranate juice. But that pomegranate, it's not bitter.
It's like an antioxidant kind of.
Yeah, but it's not bitter, but it's not overly sweet.
Nope.
And then with the lemonade, it's like we did use a Simply Lemonade, so that one is sweet by itself, but the 3 ingredients worked. So try it out.
Yeah.
Hope you like it.
There's these theories of like the science behind cocktail making. Okay. And a lot of it is 3 ingredients is like the perfect cocktail.
Oh, really?
And there's a lot of formulas for like, if you think of there's like thousands and thousands of, actually it's probably more than that. It might be in the hundreds of thousands or millions of cocktails that are just 3 ingredients of variations of it. And like there's this like science behind it where it's like 3 ingredients is the perfect cocktail. That's why you get like things like a Negroni. You know, like we do one all the time. It's like the gin and tonic with the elderflower.
Yep.
So like, and so it's so funny because you know sometimes like there'll be stuff where like you and I have gotten crazy. There'll be like this bitter and this syrup and you know this juice and 2 different cocktail or liqueurs and whatever, and like you know they're good. But yeah, sometimes you like. You have people over, you're having a party, or you just want to make yourself a drink and you want to make yourself more than one. And it takes work sometimes to do those.
Yeah,
so when you can find like a good, simple 3 ingredient cocktail that you know.
And this you can batch.
And you can batch make it.
I'm not muddling anything. So it's just easy to make, man.
So try this out, man. And it's really good. I like this, man. We're gonna have to add this to the rotation of the normal. And man, with the Elijah Craig, I feel like goes perfect with this combo because you can taste the bourbon and the bourbon doesn't overpower the other flavors. Yep. So I like it because there's some bourbons that wouldn't have been as good in this, I think. Like there's some bourbons that would have been like almost too forward.
Okay.
Like the smokiness is too forward, or like whatever it is. And so I feel like this was almost a perfect. Like I'm really curious to see like with a Buffalo Trace, this probably isn't as good because Buffalo Trace is like you're getting the alcohol forward flavor like first, the barrel like the charred barrel like really quick. Like I don't know. I feel like for me like it hits my palate before anything in the cocktail. Okay. Where I feel like this Elijah Craig, it like you can taste it, it's good, but it lets everything else sort of like have its like time.
Yeah, well, and I actually found this. Actually, my wife found it, so I appreciate it. Thank you, baby. She found this recipe on Pinterest.
I'm like, she found Elijah Craig, and we doing a podcast for free. Oh, I was mad.
No, she found the recipe, and it was actually it called for Woodford.
Oh, I could see that being good in this too, because that's normally our go-to with like a lot
for
of
like
our
a mixer. Yeah. No, but I saw the Elijah Craig in the store, and I'm just like, you know what? I have not tried that myself yet, so let's do that, and it worked out. So
yeah, no, it's great, man. I
feel free to exchange the bourbon with your favorite bourbon, man. But this one does well.
Yeah, try and let us know what you guys think, man. Either on our socials or on YouTube under the comments in this video for sure. Let us know.
All right, man. Carpet Ribbon of the Week is going out to Mr. Dick Cheney.
Who'd have thought in 2025 we talking about Dick Cheney?
Dick Cheney, man. Dick Cheney passed away, 84 years old. And this dude, love him or hate him, the guy had a hell of a life.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go.
No, I sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
go ahead.
I didn't know as much about like we know the stories, the shit that makes headlines and stuff about Dick Cheney, and like you were saying, love him or hate him, it's undeniable that this guy played such a like massive role in history, and I also think, man, we're never gonna truly understand how pivotal he was in history, good or bad, depending on what side of the fence you're on, and what role he played in a lot of major decisions that still sort of like we're feeling the impacts for today. I feel like we'll never know. Like, because there's rumors about certain things, and then there's certain things that are like just out there, like the war on Iraq, and he wasn't very shy about talking about how like he was very pro war in Iraq, and again, people can say why that was, right? And there may have been some financial interest there. And I don't want to even go that way because I don't want it to take away from the.
Everything's financial.
Yeah. And this isn't a praise Dick Cheney. I looked at this and I went, man, this is a pivotal historical figure. There aren't many people that get a movie about their life made while they're still alive. And so like I think about like
what movie was that?
Dick, and it was Christian Bale played
him. Yeah.
And, was it called? I'm pretty sure it's called Dick, and now I feel like I gotta check myself. But like, or maybe it was called Cheney, and I'm over here like, nah, it's called Dick. But dude, I go back to so I'm just gonna go Dick Cheney, like just quick like fucking Spark Notes version of Dick Cheney's life. So Dick Cheney is, and I'm not even gonna get into the way he was born and all that shit, but gets into politics very early on through various roles.
It's called Vice. You were close.
Y'all fucked up a great. It would have 4 letters. Y'all fucked up a great marketing opportunity. You should have called it Dick, but whatever. No one comes to me for the answers. Probably a good thing. But bro, his political career starts in like the '60s in various roles, and whether it's like some assistant to some person or whatever. But he's with Donald Rumsfeld, who's
career politician.
Yeah. Is on the staff of the Nixon administration, right? And that's what, in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. Gets, even as part of Gerald Ford's sort of like that presidency in ways, like ancillary kind of ways, is named the deputy assistant to the president in 74, and I believe that's Gerald Ford, actually.
That's when I was born.
Yeah. White House chief of staff from 75 to 77. Has a heart attack in 1978 and at 36, 37 years old.
Damn.
Probably the fucking stress from having a job. Also, not exactly the lightest guy, like light on his feet. Yeah, he's a U.S. representative from Wyoming because, he's not originally from Wyoming. He's born, I think, in Nebraska. But whatever, moves to Wyoming as a child, I think as a child with his parents, whatever. Ends up becoming a U.S. representative of Wyoming, elected 5 times to that office. Becomes chairman of the House of the Republican Policy Committee from 81 to 87, is elected chairman of the House of Republican Conference in 87, becomes the House Minority Whip in 88, has a third heart attack and undergoes quadruple bypass in 88. So think about this. 88 is what? 12 years before he's vice president of the United States. I haven't even gotten to vice president of the United States. Has a President George H.W. Bush, so the senior, right, nominates Cheney for the Secretary of Defense. So he serves as a Secretary of Defense under that Bush administration.
Is that Bush Senior?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Got it.
So he directs 2 military campaigns during this time. Operation Just Cause in Panama and Operation Desert Storm in the Middle East, which we're all very familiar with, right? As because he serves as a Secretary of Defense from 89 to 93. He then goes on, he's awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 91 by President Bush for his leadership during the Gulf War.
Okay.
In 92, him and former congressmen are named in a scandal involving overdrafts of the House Bank and all this other shit. Like, has some scandals. In 95, becomes chairman and CEO of Halliburton, which Halliburton, it's an engineering and construction company for the petroleum industry. That Halliburton is the one around the controversy around Iraq or whatever. Again, you guys can go do your research and read about that. Halliburton was at the center of we got into this war because it was a financial.
We got to get that oil.
Yeah, we got that oil. Dude, so he becomes the chairman CEO. He's asked by George W. Bush, so second Bush, so second George, to be his running mate. Cheney declines and instead accepts a position vetting for potential vice presidential candidates. So he's on a search committee, and he's basically helping Bush find who his running mate's gonna be. Through that whole process goes, George is just bro, it should be you.
Right.
He asks him again in July of 2000. He finally accepts it. So then he goes, and obviously, we know history there, becomes vice president, serves as a 2-term vice president with George W. Anyway, the list goes on, dude. He has a thing where he shoots his friend.
He shoots somebody.
Yeah. Dude,
Hunters all over the U.S.
There's all this shit. He undergoes all kinds of surgeries. Yeah, it becomes like a joke with the Hunters thing. He gets a heart transplant and 20. Bro, I'm like the life. I looked at it as obviously from a just a political figure in our lifetime and our parents' lifetimes, right? He plays this pivotal role in all kinds of shit. But then also I just looked at him just from a life, as a man, and you just went, what a full life. I don't have to agree with how he did every aspect. None of us will. I don't care. But it's just you want to talk about living a full life and seeing all circles and all walks in every corner that you've been able to experience in this lifetime. Obviously had kids, right? His daughter is very
Liz
prominent
Cheney.
in politics. Liz Cheney. There's some people where you read their life story and you're like, that's a fucking movie. Get out of my face. There's no way that's true.
Yeah. Well, and they did, right?
And it is, yeah.
And it
quite
is.
literally.
And then his daughter, didn't she? I don't know if she was part of or she led the whole investigation on Trump on the Capitol riot.
Yeah, Liz Cheney did. Yeah,
right. And I think both of them sort of backed Kamala in this last election.
And then his other daughter is a Republican. I think is she a governor, but she's a lesbian. So also so he was a proponent of same-sex marriage and was trying to get things passed during the Bush administration, and Bush was trying to get things taken away. And so that was something that they butted heads on in office, which again, it's fascinating to me. You see someone like him, again, whether I like him or hate him, but was in his principles was fighting. Obviously, who knows if he doesn't have a daughter who's lesbian, right? He probably doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
but because he has that personal, of us are like that, right?
Bro,
we need a personal connect to some shit.
you connect with you connect with somebody like that. Obviously it's his daughter in this case, but sometimes it takes that kind of shit to make you see the other side.
Yeah, and so man, and I just the further I went along, and I did a quick facts about him, just because when I saw that he passed. My initial thing was man, there's so many running jokes about Dick Cheney and all that stuff. There's skits that you could do on SNL for fucking weeks, right? Of moments and of things that happened. But, I went, dude, impressive life just from the shit that I knew. And then when I actually started reading the thing, I was like, oh
it's
my
way more
God,
impressive
man,
than
it's
you
way
actually
more.
thought.
Yeah, he was in his mid 80s, right? Lived a pretty full
84.
life. And fuck, man, I go. Just as a human being, man, I hope, and I'm not doing a good job of being able to accomplish half of the shit that he's accomplished in his life. But then, I don't care where you fall in the coin on this. Like, I don't have to agree with it, but you can't. Being vice president of the United States is an accomplishment. Being Secretary of State, being Secretary of Defense, that's a role and a thing that only so many people in history have offices that they've gotten to hold. Right? There's only so many people, like probably less than 100, right, that have held these roles. I mean, I guess vice president. We're in the 40s or whatever, that mid 40s to 50.
Yep.
Like. There's been only so many people in history who've been able to do that. On top of all the other shit, like if you exclude vice president and all that, still led an impressive life. Still ran 2 companies. Still ran, it's just, I just left away with that going like, man, what an impact on humanity, good or bad. What an impact on his family. What an impact on history. What, like when we look back at this time frame in Iraq, and you and I both have friends, and you're probably a little more intimate to this than I am because of your military background, but like we know people who fought in these wars and both of them who served and who have stories and how their life is forever changed, like in whatever capacity. So and it's very rare that you live through a human being's life who has this level of impact, I think, on history.
Yeah. And to go along with that, or even to the White House offered no public condolences.
Oh,
on his death. So
is the guy he shot working at the White House? He the groundskeeper.
No, it's Trump.
Trump hates him. Because it's.
But that's why, right? So so they said that the flags were lowered to half staff because the law requires it. And
because he's a former.
Yeah. And
you know what I will say, bro? Love him or hate him, Trump stand on business, bro. As a gold card carrying member of the Petty Club, I respect his level of petty, dog.
The level of petty.
Is not what you want to see from a president. But he stands 10 toes down on that shit, man. I can't.
Because I'm not petty, but you are, right? So
as fuck.
No, and the fact that you are, it offers great comedy to me on a weekly basis. So I just want to thank you for that. Because I can't stoop to those levels.
That's because you're way more mature than I'll ever be. I keep thinking I'm gonna outgrow it, but it gets worse as I get older.
Well, it's because as you get older, you just give less fucks.
Yeah.
And so it just intensifies the pettiness.
I find that in my, I think that this is not a way to justify it. It's going to sound like it is, but it's almost like I have to be petty in a way that makes it funny. Otherwise, then I'm just mean or I'm just a dick. You know what I mean? And it's like my justification is
you're still mean.
I'm still mean, right? But in my way, I go.
But at least I can laugh about it.
Yeah, right. I go. At least it's funny.
I just go. Well, it ain't me. Fuck 'em.
And in my defense, I never do that shit to people. I never play offense. I'm defensive about it. It's in response. It's never initiated by me.
I don't start nothing.
Yeah, I don't start nothing. I just finish it. It's like, how you tell your kids, I always tell my kids this shit, I go, don't let me find out you started some shit at school, like a fight, nothing. I go, but you're allowed to finish anything you want. You know what I mean? I'll handle that shit with the principal, whatever. I go, that's my motto in life. I go, I'll never start nothing. I'm not mean-spirited. I don't try to hurt anybody's feelings. I go, just don't start no shit.
But if you fuck with me.
I was like, I'm relentless. So I got nothing but time. Especially for petty activities. Let's go.
Yo, we're staying with politics, man. Today was I guess the elections across the.
Speaking of people getting blown up, the Republican Party.
Oh yeah, right.
It's getting fucking murked right now.
So we're recording on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And
Election Tuesday, November 4th.
Yeah. And we just saw Zohran Momdani just won the New York City mayor election.
Yeah, which, he could have just as easily been like our carbon footprint this week, just based on first Muslim mayor, right, in the history of New York. Just
he's probably going to get over 50% of the vote once it's all counted.
God, when it's all counted,
it was kind of crazy, man. And what was even worse, man, the guy who's in there now, Mayor Eric Adams, when we turned it off, what do you have, 0.3%? He got
3,000 votes in New York, which is basically his block.
His building.
the building he lives on. He lives in New York. Dude, you got to think about that. As an incumbent, like a sitting mayor for New York City, you have less than 4,000 votes with over 80% of the vote.
They hate you.
They hate you.
They hate you.
Like, that's your family, right? In your building. Like, we're saying that jokingly, but it's probably legit. Like, it's probably your building.
Bro, there was 4 people running. He was the guy who's ahead of him looks like he's from.
He's not even American. The guy, well, neither
I couldn't pronounce his name.
Neither, I shouldn't say that about Momdani. Momdani is an American, but he's not born here. So Zohran isn't born in the U.S. But the guy that was running ahead looks like a Street Fighter character.
Yeah, it looks like a guardian angel.
Oh, I just say M. Bison. Like a guardian angel. Bro, and even that guy who we never heard of has more votes than the current sitting mayor.
That was kind of
So crazy, is Eric Adams a Democrat?
I believe so, yeah.
Is he? And I don't know, like no one is happy with New York right now in its current state, and that has a lot to do with the cost of living, which in New York, I mean, everybody knows New York's
and
cost
that's kind of
expensive.
that's kind of the ticket that he ran on, right?
Yeah,
like he just
Momdani just went. Dude, Momdani went and I heard this on another podcast, so I think it was Brilliant Idiots.
Now it must have been flagrant, right?
It may be flagrant, but his sort of slogan, his build the wall, if you will, right? Like Trump ran on build the wall the first time around, right? And whether you agree to that or not, right? It was the thing he ran on, the platform he ran on, it's what got him elected. The second term was on fucking eggs, right? Groceries, whatever you want to call it. It was like, and people went, yeah, fucking eggs are expensive. And he took that and ran with it, right? And that became a thing. For Momdani, it became like rental affordability of rent, right? Like whatever you want to call it, it's like just affordability, I think was his thing.
And New York City rent has been high for a very long time.
90% increase since COVID. In rents
in
New York
5
City.
years.
In 5 years, I think it might even be 6. So like,
wow,
it might even be 6 years. But 90%, that's almost double rent increase in that time span in a market that was already looked at as that's astronomical, astronomical rent prices. And New York has got even crazier. And he ran off of, and he's explained. I heard him on podcasts. It was a flagrant. I love. And I like this about when Trump was on Flagrant or just any podcast. I love when you get these politicians, especially when you get to these presidential or these mayor. Dude, mayor of New York is bigger than any governor for any state in the country. Yeah. Like the mayor of New York.
If you're a successful mayor of New York,
you can do anything.
You can run for president.
Oh yes, absolutely. Unless you're Rudy Giuliani and you just fuck yourself. But like if you're stupid, like Rudy Giuliani
I just said you could run.
You could. No, but Rudy Giuliani, dude, was revered in New York, right, for a certain time, and then I don't know what happened, but like he just became kind of hated, right? Yeah, he went a little weird. But Rudy Giuliani was like, oh my God, like you cleaned up New York, like people forget,
big time, bro.
Like Rudy Giuliani's like a joke now, but you forget Rudy Giuliani literally changed New York City, man. Like as a kid walking around New York was not safe. New York was like ratchet and just was just crime ridden and all shit. And you could see the transition in his time.
Oh
there.
my God,
like, it was just ridiculous. But and so not to get too far, but dude, Momdani ran on this platform of affordability and rent and all that, and I think that speaks to people. Like you need the thing that goes, what perks people's ears up. And I think if you're anyone in that city right now, being like going like, yo, I can't pay. Well, what's the average rent in New York? I saw. I want to say it was something like $3,400, something really stupid.
Wow,
it's insane, man. And so I think that resonates with people. And I know there's a lot of other things in this platforms. Listen, I don't know whether it's good or bad.
Yep.
I just know that I think as people, as you know, you need to hear someone who's sort of like, not, I guess does have your best interest in mind, but is talking about something that will directly impact you. And he's talking about free childcare. He's talking about free subway, and public buses. And he's talking about lowering rents and freezing rents and then building more housing and making affordable housing and all that stuff. Now, whether or not he gets to do those things,
like
right?
How do you
pull that off and how do you pay for it, right? That's the secret sauce. That's the big aha. That's the thing that'll get you a second term or a third, whatever. But
if you're talking about those things and those things are resonating with me, I'm gonna go hey, I'm gonna vote. I'll vote for you because I'll give you the chance, right? Whether you're not able to do it will dictate whether you get reelected.
Right, whether you get reelected or not. And like to our point before, talking about Eric Adams, it can't get worse in New York right now, clearly, because less than 0.5% of the people voted you back in. Like, I can't think of another time in my lifetime at any office that the sitting person gets less than 1%, let alone less than 0.5% of the vote.
And by the way, New York had record voting numbers. Over 2 million people voted.
Which alone tells you how fed up, or not even, I don't know if the fed up is the word, inspired or motivated to want to make a change. And dude, as we're seeing, the Democrats right now are winning, and they're winning by landslides. And the governor of New Jersey is now a Democrat and was winning by over 10%. I think
Virginia,
when we looked, the governor of Virginia is a Democrat now, winning by a huge margin. We just talked about the mayor of New York City. There was one more in there. I feel like I'm forgetting. Who
else was it?
No, it was Virginia. No, maybe
that was it. Right? That's what we saw so far.
The West Coast will start closing soon, and we'll find out. But this is the time where you start to go, how do the people feel in terms of at the federal level, right? Like what the current, and obviously we're still in a government shutdown.
And I think that a couple of weeks ago, I actually said that we talked about, like our social media feeds and things that we're reading and what have you. And I go like, man, like I know what I'm reading and what I'm seeing, but I don't know if that is accurate. And I was really curious to see, once these elections happen, that will tell the tale is if people are actually happy with what's going on or not. Because right, if you just go like, if it's a Republican landslide, you go,
for
the most part, my social media feed is shit, right? You go like, people are actually happy.
Yeah. Listen, the government's been shut down for how many days now? We have to be over 40, right?
It's over a month.
It's over a month, right? And so, that has to play a part in it. The Republicans control everything right now, right? So I know the rhetoric is like, oh, Democrats can get the government funded right away and start. Like, it's not true, because you control everything. And so, and I know you have to play politics, right? And you have to play certain parts and what you want to get in there. But Republicans control everything right now. And so you would think any agenda they want, anything they want to pass, it can happen. You don't really need the Democrats.
But they have to have it, right?
No, but because it means that within their party, they don't all agree, right? Like, because you have control. If that's the case, because right, if you have the majority control, that means that within your party you have enough people who don't agree with. But
there has to be something more to that, man.
Yeah,
that I'm not aware.
And listen, I'm stupid. Yeah, I'll say I'm not aware of. I don't go too far deep into this, but like to your point, I look at where are people going. I look at who's getting the TV time right now, who's getting the podcast time, who's getting, because like you said, our social media feeds are very indicative of like the shit that we either follow or that moves us or that we watch too long or whatever, And there's a certain time frame there where like I'm getting all this, like, it's funny, like this right-leaning messaging, right? And then lately I'm getting all this left-leaning messaging. And I'm generally a person who's like, I'm very issue-based, right? Like I can pick, like even when I vote, man, it's so funny. Like local elections, I'm pretty split, right? Like I'll vote for Republicans in certain things, I'll vote for Democrats. It's literally comes down to specific things for me and specific individuals. And I recognize that most people don't vote that way. And then so in its bias, and also have seasons, right? Like there'll be times where I'm like, man, I lean very far left, and it could just be like you were saying before, I just don't like what I'm seeing right now, and so you go like, and there's some times where I'm like, the fuck out of here, I'm leaning very far right, like, and there's some times where I'm just like split down the middle on everything, and then it comes and goes, and I think right now what you're seeing is like you're seeing that wave like flip into the other side, and even for me personally, I'm seeing a lot of things from, I'm not seeing enough from the people who are in power right now to go, oh, you should keep your power, with the exception of our state. I go in Florida, DeSantis is hated amongst people probably as a person. I go, personally,
he's doing pretty good.
He's been doing pretty good, man. We thrive pretty well during COVID. We've done. There's been a lot of changes in Florida that we see. I'm like, from that perspective, I'm like, I'd probably keep Florida as is.
I will say that there's things that sometimes he gets into things where I go like, man, like get out of that. Leave that alone.
I think the thing with DeSantis is, if DeSantis would have just stayed out of anything social, he probably would have been a president of the United States, right? Or would have a very good chance. If And I never understood. I'd be very curious to see if that guy ever writes a memoir or talks one day or just does a long form like podcast or something. And he talks about these moments. It's like, why are you? I never understood. Like politics, like most people vote their party line, right? And so you're fighting for the people in the middle. I never understood from DeSantis, why are you pandering to people who are going to vote for you anyway?
Right.
Like Republicans and Republican voters and all that stuff are going to vote for you, whether you come out against. The whatever the school curriculum shit was that he was trying to get on, whether
the
it was
Disney thing,
the Disney thing, like they're gonna vote for you anyway, and so you're battling for the middle, and that's a surefire way to lose them. And so it's like you've obviously made it this far, and so you've gotten extremely rich people to believe in you, to donate and all this shit. Like, so you're not dumb, right?
No.
And so it's well thought out, and maybe there's something there. Like I'm too stupid to understand. He's someone that I would love to like have a conversation with to just go like, man, like take me through that.
Why?
Why? Because you had almost like I don't want to say guaranteed path to the presidency, but you certainly had after COVID, dude, like. If Ron DeSantis they would have said like, hey, Trump, don't run a second time. Let's just run Ron DeSantis like for you. And he wouldn't have done some of this other shit. You probably could have gotten him in office. Like he was that popular. And maybe because I'm in Florida, maybe that's like my feed, right? Like I think that's just because I'm here. And
no, but I think after the COVID thing, I mean, that was almost like a nationwide thing where people were going like, yo, look at Florida.
Everyone's moving here, right? Look at them thriving. Their economy wasn't as fucked up as everyone else's. Look at that. And like his political value would have never been higher. And then it was like he started just doing inexplicable shit. And you just went, man,
like why?
Why? Like those people are voting for you.
I don't want that
anyway.
shit.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting, right? If he goes like, no, I did that shit because I don't want to. I don't want to go
right.
out.
Or he goes, yo, I genuinely believe in those things that I did.
Right.
And I would go, okay, I respect it. Like, yeah. You like if he goes, no, I genuinely believe in those things, and those are agendas that I wanted to move, and I felt like because I had this political cash, then I was sort of afforded the opportunity to be able to get those things passed. Because maybe he does really, truly, like, I look at it as political pandering, but he might go, no, I legitimately believed in those things, and that's what I wanted to do. You know?
Be like, I legitimately believe that I hate Disney because they kill people.
And slavery didn't happen. And Disney continues to kill people to this day.
Did you see all the freaking deaths at Disney, man? Like
fucking.
Listen. So we both worked there at some point in our lives, right? I don't want even to say in our careers, but in our lives. And
it's a one-liner for me in my resume because it's a funnier role.
The running joke, even when I worked there, was just like no one dies on Disney property.
Tragic Kingdom. No, you're right.
I never heard it called that.
I just called it that now.
But that was the thing. It was kind of a running joke. Was just like, no one ever dies. And I was like, what do you mean no one ever dies?
I saw some watching it.
Yeah. And they go, oh, no, because like news-wise, right? Like you just don't want to, like they die on the way to the hospital or they're pronounced dead at the hospital.
Yeah, the running joke was like, no one ever dies on Disney property.
And bro, like and this is dating back to like 1990.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure it's been that way before that.
I saw some shit, and I don't even want to say it specifically because I'm afraid to get sued by the mouse.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, they won't even fuck with YouTube right now. I'm not fucking with the mouse. They're not fucking with Google right now. It's the biggest company in the world, or one of the.
But they had 4 deaths in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so the most recent one was a woman rushed to the hospital and pronounced dead. She was staying at the Pop Century Resort.
What were her circumstances?
Didn't say.
Just natural causes, nothing? Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
But
I heard something.
October 23rd, so I'm going backwards here. October 23rd, there was a suicide. And
that's at the Contemporary, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy jumped out of the 12th story window.
He was stuck in his hotel room with his family.
What?
He was stuck in his hotel room with his family. He was like, yeah, fuck that. I can't do another day in these theme parks. I'm not trying to make fun of a guy's suicide, but like, we gotta add some levity to the situation.
Do we have to address how our families make us feel sometimes?
Yeah, as men. You ever know like couples that like every time you see them they're like they have like get-togethers at their house and it's like they go out on weekends and it's like they're always surrounded with like 14 other couples, like that, and you're like, man, you guys have a lot of friends, you hang out, you do shit, and then over time you realize, oh, you guys don't like each other, or one of you guys hates the other one, so you just involve other people to kind of like as the buffer. Like, that's most guys. And so you take us on vacation, we've all thought about jumping off a balcony or two. And this guy just happened to pull through.
Yeah. Did that guy? No, he has to have died. No.
What's up?
That guy had to have died.
No, he did.
He died.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the guy that I don't know if you saw.
No.
They went door to door asking people not to look out the window, and then they posted people in the public hallways blocking like employees, not letting people get near the window so they don't see him because he was, who knows what kind of mess that shit was, and then they're trying to clean it up. Bro. But I go, what's one way to get me to look out the window is come to my door and go, don't look out the window. My ass is gonna be right there with a fucking popcorn like. Yeah, dude. So yeah, they call authorities, and I guess it took hours, to clean it up. And for sure, they're doing an investigation because you got to figure out: is he drinking? Is he pushed? Right. Is he, is it a suicide? Does he even know? Like that. That's like, it takes a minute.
Bro,
like,
if you're Disney, why do you have the option to open your window if you're on a 12th floor?
I'm surprised because most hotels you can't even open your window, but also they have balconies at the Contemporary, right? Like the Contemporary has balconies on both sides.
Fuck, I'm trying to think, man.
Contemporary is the one that the monorail runs through, right?
Oh, on the inside and the outside.
Inside and outside.
Did he jump inside or outside?
I think outside. But can you imagine?
Oh, that would have been
inside
great.
Towards
inside
the monorail?
While it was coming.
What a missed opportunity. While the shit was coming, you time it. Fuck, man.
We're fucked up.
What a wasted opportunity. I know we are fucked up. I'm sorry, Guy and his family. But also, can you imagine if you're him and you're gonna do that shit and you're with your family in a theme park and they're just being assholes and you're like,
I'll show you.
I'm about to ruin y'all day. Or maybe not.
You happy now, motherfuckers?
And maybe the family's like, thank God. He's ruining our time. Because also there's some,
he was an asshole anyway.
Yeah, there's some wives and I'm sure some kids there who go like, I wish this motherfucker would jump in traffic or something, right? Like, so I'm sure, I'm not saying this guy specifically. I'm just saying somebody would have hoped that their husband would jump off the balcony at the Contemporary.
So there was another guest at a park, some guy in his 60s died after suffering a medical episode at Fort Wilderness.
Oh.
That was on October 21st.
Medical episodes, like he can't swim, he threw himself in the water and he drowned himself in front of his family. It's like, y'all gonna see some shit today too. No, I think his was natural causes, right? Like, or so they think.
Right, yeah. Whatever. It wasn't. It's not Disney's fault, right?
I mean, listen, there's 3 suicides. I think the woman was a suicide.
But another one, on October 14th, there's another one. The guy was found dead, another suicide at the Contemporary.
At the Contemporary, right? Had to. No, but I think the woman was a suicide too, right? No?
I didn't see that about the woman.
All right, alleged. Let me say alleged because the mouse will sue me fucking. So,
yeah, no, I don't know. But it's just like, why would you go to the supposed like happiest place on earth and to kill yourself?
I'm petty, so I get it.
But no, why?
We just talked about it.
No, man. Like, why? Why would you go there?
I think it depends on, bro, first off, like, if you know you're going to do it, right? So you have to go, do you know going on vacation that you're going to do this, right? Like, so it's premeditated. And so you got to pick a good spot. And you're like, are you going to, or is it a in the moment thing where you just decide while you're there, yo, I hate these people extra. Not even the happiest place on earth can make me like this or like them or like my life or myself or whatever. You jump.
I wonder, were all these folks with their families or were they alone?
Oh, did they check in alone? Yo, you check into a hotel alone with a balcony. That should be a red flag, right? Like we should lock your door. We should be like, yo, you don't have access to the balcony. Who checks into a hotel by themselves?
What if they just want to get away, man?
You're not getting away at the Contemporary for Disney, bro.
From your family.
You like, we're going to scar some kids in this process. Yo, man, we're trying to make light, obviously, of a fucking horrible situation.
Yeah, man, that shit is.
But it's, man, I can't even. Let me walk that back. It sucks because, like, we don't know what was going through these people's mind. We don't know if it's for the moment. You don't know what kind of demons people are fighting, and that's fucking tragic, for sure. And then I think the irony of it is what you were saying before is like for these things to take place on the happiest place on earth, and not that it's tied, it just happens to be the place. Now I almost think about it the same way you think about like the Golden Gate Bridge, where like all these suicides happen there.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's like, it just happens to be.
But I
the
mean,
bridge
that's a
there.
bridge, right? Like,
yeah.
That I
you get it.
You jump over a bridge, but I just go like, I mean, it's kind of expensive to go kill yourself there.
Yeah, but you're not worried about paying that bill.
Yeah,
no more,
I guess.
like you like
right? Like, is that like
you're trying to stick it to your family?
Yeah.
It's a fuck you. That's what I'm saying. You know how much you gotta hate your family to do it there. You like your 6-year-old. I got took on a Disney vacation. He's gonna think about that shit for the rest of his life. Have you ever been to Disney? Matter of fact, I have.
Bro, I gotta tell you this shit. This shit remind me of this week. I don't even know how it came up, but so when I was like 11, my sister, who was like 3 years older than me, her and my mom, like, so I grew up in a single parent, right, household, and it's my sister and I and our mother. And when my sister got into her teenage years, this is in New York, she wanted more freedom.
Okay.
And again, this is like a 13-year-old girl, right? And it's like, no, my mother had rules in place, and she's like, no, you got to be in the house by this time or whatever. And she wanted to stay out, and so there was like this what seemed to me as like this constant battle and sort of arguments in the house. And for me, I was just like, oh man, like just slap her and be over with, right? Like, now remember, this is in the 80s, people. Like, the fucking shit was okay to hit your kids back then.
Just slap her.
Yeah, dude, I would literally be sitting there going like, you're gonna let, like, in my head going like, you gonna let her talk to you like that?
Yeah.
So
that would solve so many of our problems now.
Fast forward. So fast forward, like, my sister ends up moving out and then moving in with our dad.
Okay.
Right? And so my son recently he asked me, he's like, oh man, like, how did that make you feel when she moved out? And I was like, I was fine. Actually, we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. And at the time, my mom had told me, hey, like, I was sleeping on like the sofa bed in the living room, just so the teenage girl could have her own room. My stuff was still in there, everything was still in there, but
you
sleeping arrangements.
Yeah. Very normal back then.
And it was fine, right? And I was fine with it too.
I know you grew up in the 70s because you thought of domestic violence as a way to solve that.
But like the whole piece of just like, when she left, I wasn't sad because the chaos in the house was over. My mom and I got along really well.
Yeah, you guys were good.
So
the
fighting was gone. You know, I got the other room to myself. But more than anything, it was like, it was peaceful.
It was peaceful. And you don't have to answer this. Did it help or hurt their relationship, like, after that, moving forward, like the move?
I think so. The move, I think, initially hurt.
Yeah.
But then as adults, they came back.
Okay. So it didn't have a long-term effect. At least we don't think, because we don't know what the relationship.
Not that I know of.
No, man. Sometimes you need that, like, space. I think.
You can't live with everybody.
Right. Yeah. Right. Like, and sometimes, like, you go like, love isn't enough. Like,
right.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you family, man.
Right.
I might not like you.
Yeah, I might not like you. Yeah. And certainly there's moments of your life, especially to a teenage girl, and then teenage girls are generally very attached to their fathers, right? And so who knows how your sister felt? I'm psychoanalyzing your sister now, right? Like, but who knows how she felt in that moment in time, right? Who knows how your mom felt? And then there's like this human nature of like people feeling like someone's taking sides, and like it's a very complex situation. Like, I think having that separation of like you almost get to just like step away from one another, because who knows, like if you stay there, does that just build, and then your sister then just runs off anyway when she graduates from high school and then has a shitty relationship with her mom anyway, right. Or does it help? Yeah, like not many people would have, I guess, explored that or been willing to be, like how many parents would have been like, nah, fuck you, you're gonna live with me, you know what I mean?
Right.
So probably helped long term, and I'm sure was very painful at the time.
Oh, for my mom, man, it was.
Yeah. I can't imagine, dude. As a parent, man, like like you and I both have kids, like if just hearing them be like, oh, I prefer this parent, it's fucking brutal, right? Like, it would suck, like we know our kids have like, I don't want to say favorites, but have like a preferred parent for a season or a time or a thing in their life, right?
I was gonna say sometimes, man, it's just situational.
Right. Yeah. No. Right? And my kids are very much that way, depending on
there's things that they'll go to my wife about that they won't come to me about. I would like to think it's because they know the answer that I'm gonna give them. Like seriously, like and I'm actually okay with that, man. Where I go like, yo, man, like you probably already know, or I hope you do. You know what I'm gonna tell you on certain situations because we spent enough time together.
Yeah.
And so if you're looking for the nurturing, and you don't think I'm gonna give it to you, go to your mom.
You're gonna go to your mom, which is
you should behavior.
You should do that.
I would too.
I would too, because I'm gonna give you that asshole response. Dude, I did. I was telling you this off air. My son is in the stage where, actually, I should say in the stage where he's kind of an asshole. He's always been an asshole, but he's like extra asshole because, you get these like middle school kids. But like any other parent, my son's one of those who like, have a drink and leaves his cup wherever he is, right? We'll open up a wrapper of something. It could be a candy, it could be food, it could be whatever. It just stays wherever the fuck he opened and he ate it. Like doesn't clean up after himself. Yeah. My son will use a towel and then throw it on the floor in like the bedroom, like for no reason. Like just that shit, right? So I'm the dad that's and I know he's so sick of me.
I got one of those.
Like, and I'm constantly, can you pick that up? Can you pick that up, right? And I got it later, or I'm gonna get to it, or I was gonna do it, or like, right? And so like I kind of got sick of asking him to do it, and we've already like touched on the fact that I'm petty. So I was like, all right. So I told him, I was like, yo, I'm gonna make it.
Petty alert.
Petty alert. I was like, I'm gonna make it. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna make you clean this shit up like in the most like just inopportune time, like the most inconvenient time possible. I'm gonna start making you clean. Like, please, like I'm asking you nicely to just clean this thing up. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, bet. So it started off as like he'd be playing a video game. You playing online, you can't really pause the game. And I'd be like, go pick that up. Sorry. And I would like pause the game and he would go pick it up. And he was already annoyed by that. But it didn't really help the problem. So then I was like, I may never fix this, but I'm gonna have fun. So then what I started doing, I started upping the ante. And one of the things I did was, I'm a night owl, so I stay up. I have trouble sleeping anyway. And so one night he fell asleep. And I was up and it's like 2 a.m. and I'm looking at the mess that he had left behind that I'd asked him to clean. And I was like, we gonna clean this up right now. So I barge in his room at like 2 a.m. screaming, like some shit's popping off. I'm like, get up! Oh my God, get up! You gotta come see this. I'm like, get up! We gotta go now. And he gets up and he's in a panic, right? Like you imagine somebody waking you up thing, and he's in a panic and he's coming, he's following me out of his bedroom, and I take him to the living room and I point at the cup and the wrappers and all the shit that's like left around. And I ask him, and I'm like, you're not gonna believe it. He came out here like it's a fucking fire drill. Bro, he just looks at me like, are you serious right now, right? And so now he's picking up all the shit. Yeah, and I came out like a fire drill, like the house was on fire. Bro, and he's like equally as like I can feel his heartbeat from like standing 2 feet away from him, right? And he picks all this shit up and he's like livid. He's like, I can't believe you did this. And so he does it and he goes back to sleep. And the next morning, like I thought that shit was hilarious. So I'm telling my daughter about it, and she's just like, Dad's petty. I don't know why you would push him when he told you he was gonna make it. And he still does it. So I just keep waking him up or doing shit.
So he
No, he still does it. So I just keep finding.
So it wasn't extreme enough.
No, it wasn't. So I'm trying to find the right place. So I keep doing it in random spots to scare the shit out of him. So there's been other moments, things that I've done to like, and just he just gets upset, but then he has to clean it. And at least I get entertainment. So parenting tip, follow me for more of those.
Or not.
At least I'm having fun. He's still not picking up shit, but I'm entertained.
Dude, I gotta run this shit by you, man. So, I have two, twin 18-year-old boys, and they were away from the house for the first time on their own. This past weekend, and.
Like when you say away, like a vacation that they're
taking? They went to go hang out with their cousins, like about 2 hours away.
Okay, so they're driving 2 hours away.
So they're staying overnight. Okay. They went for the weekend.
Okay, so they're taking a weekend trip.
Friday, Saturday night. Yeah, right? Like, shit that we used to do too, right? Like,
yep, yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
So we've always been super open with our kids, and we invite conversations about anything, fucking sex, drugs, alcohol, whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And so we got one that has, it's sort of open about like, yeah, like I'm curious, like I wanna try, whether alcohol or I want to try marijuana, I want to, like whatever.
Yeah. I might give now I'm thinking about it, you said that, I might give my kid Coke, maybe he'll clean up. Maybe start small, I'll give him some Adderall. All right, carry on, go ahead. You inspired me for a minute.
So when they came back from the weekend, we asked them how it went, and then it was just like, oh yeah, like we drank, and then one drank more than the other.
Okay.
And the one that we assumed would, right? If it came down to that.
So they stayed on like on brand, if you will.
Yeah.
Based on their personality and things.
Yes, okay. yes, definitely. And there was a discussion in the house of just like, hey man, like after we heard like kind of the details, it's just like, hey man, you probably did too much. You're underage.
Yeah.
Now, I also I'm also very aware of what I did at that age and younger.
Yeah. And there's a slippery slope of, and I'm probably getting too far ahead here, is like you also don't want to discourage your kids from telling you things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think and that's kind of where I wanted to ask you, man, where it's just like, there's that fine line of, hey, I want you to tell me everything so we can have the discussion without trying to discourage you, without trying to be too hard on you and discourage you from doing that again.
Yeah.
Not from telling me again, right?
Right.
And so like, and then the parental dynamic in my house is like, I've done a bunch of shit.
Oh.
And then my wife, not so much.
Okay.
And so there's this like I can look at it sort of like empathetic and go like, yeah, like been there, done that. Like I get it.
I get it, right? Yeah. Also, as a boy, because it's very different, right? Like as a boy, and you understand what it's like to be an 18-year-old boy,
yep.
or a young man, and that's a perspective that your wife isn't going to have. Like it doesn't make her wrong in her feelings, but it is certainly a different way to view. Just like the same way you wouldn't be able to relate to what it's like to be an 18-year-old girl, right? Like, and why they make the decisions they make because of the pressures or the, whatever the dynamic of what it comes with being an 18-year-old girl, right? Yeah.
So yeah, man. So like, I was trying to kind of play mediator.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Okay. So
you have like
an earful from mom.
Yes.
About the drinking and about the other
correct.
Shit. Okay.
And it's almost like she was trying to sort of get them to see that, hey, like, okay, so you did it and it sucked, right? And you should never do it again. And it was like, well, no.
That's not how we operate.
It's like, well, no, it didn't actually suck and I had a good time and yes, I would do it again. So there was that like dynamic, right? And it's just like, fuck, man, like, it's like, how do you get, because listen, we've been on here, right? And so my kids know that I drink but I don't, like, I'm not in the house getting fucked up. Like, I don't. And even when I come here, it's just like, I have a limit. Right. And I always stick to that limit. And so even when I speak to them, it's just like, man, like you got to have a limit. But then I also go, fuck, man, at 18, I had to figure out what that was.
You had to learn. You had to learn the hard way. You had to go through some shit. You had to,
and then you go. We don't want them to go through that,
right? And then you certainly don't want them to go through it. And it's like you almost do, but you're afraid of how far it goes. So it's like, I want you to get there, but not with this catastrophic event, or not with something that's like a permanent experience, somehow in a way, because it's like we do, right? But we're trying to save them from like what we think is worst case scenario.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And that's
they may never
experience that. And they may never experience that. But you go, I want them to feel like they felt this worst case experience. because I want to, or almost like scare them
Yeah.
into not wanting to do it again, right?
Dude, I have a. So when I was 28, I got a DUI,
Okay.
and I literally kept a binder. I still have it, a binder of everything that I went through within that process, whether it was going to Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, all of the fines that I paid, I had to go to, they sent me to, what the hell is it, the classes, like
Oh, the AA meeting?
that,
Like,
AA meeting. I had to go to AA meetings. I had to go to this class. I had to pay like $30 a week every time I went. Right, I had to go to, and it was like a class that kind of taught you about alcoholism and drugs and addictions and shit like that. And I kept this binder just as a reminder for myself of just like, you don't never want to go through that again, right? And so I've showed this to them years ago,
yeah. Okay.
and but I go, man, I think even going through that, it doesn't hit the same for them as it does for me.
No, because to them it's just a binder full of papers, right? Like, yeah.
And it may never hit. It may never hit for that. So it's just like, how do you get? It's like, how do you in this society? How do you sort of protect your kids from going like, yo, I'm not mad at you for sort of wanting to try this stuff, but man, like everything in moderation. But it took time and experience and everything for me to get to that place.
And you did that on your own through making mistakes and through, it's tough because we want to coddle our kids so much now, man. Like I think about like shit that I'll say no to my kids all the time, and I go, man, I was doing that on the regular, like, and go like just with your story. So there's so many things that went right that it's very easy to lose sight of like what they did wrong, quote unquote, right? Where you go, hey, they're 2 hours away. They could have gotten back inside of a car. They could have done something, catastrophic, gotten themselves hurt. Like, who knows? Like, where
but guys they did. But the problem was they did all the right shit. They took Ubers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Is like
everything kind of
takes away from the fact that, like, dude, because I have a thing where I tell to my kids all the time, be smart about your stupid. Like, you're gonna do stupid shit. Like, I'm expecting, but at least be smart about it. Where it's like, if you're gonna drink underage, and I don't condone the underage drinking, but like you said, we know what it's like. We know it's gonna happen. Certainly, kids will go off to college. Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Then at least be smart about doing your stupid, right? Like, kids are gonna have underage sex, or not underage sex. Sorry, like unprotected or sex, before marriage or whatever you want to call it. It's like, wear protection, do the shit. Like, it's just like, be smart about your stupid. And so I look at that situation and I go, man, at least it was the best way to experience those things. And like you said, figure out either you do like them, you don't like them. I feel sick, but like in a controlled environment, if you will, it's kind of the on the job training, if you will, or the learning experience that you want them to get. It's like they kind of did it in the best way you could hope for. And granted, they're like, yeah, I liked it, but it's like, okay, if you liked it and you did it that way, then if you keep going about it this way, unless you become like some alcoholic or some drug addict or whatever, right? There's not much downside, right? I mean, we can debate into the like whether you're religious or health.
No,
whatever,
but besides all of that,
in general,
man, it was just like there were certain things that sort of happened to one of them that you go like, yeah, man, like you were like it was too much,
right?
And so, but again, listening to his peers going, oh man, you were funny, we had a great time, oh, we got to do this again.
Yeah.
So like, I get that.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
I'm just like, like that's what 18-year-old freaking kids say to each other when nothing really goes bad and
dude. And man, I have this thing with my kids are far away from that, but like, and I've started to tell them this young because I feel like I want it to stick. And especially my daughter's starting to drive, like, teaching her is like, you're never going to be in trouble for calling me to come pick you up from somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're drinking, your friends are drinking, or you did drugs or whatever. You feel funny. You think someone's trying some shit. You think whatever. I go, I don't care what time it is. I don't care, and I've always been, and I'm like, and I'm not just saying that. You're never going to get in trouble for calling me to get you out of a shitty situation. Like, I would much rather you go, I fucked up and I drank too much and I shouldn't have been drinking and whatever. And I know I'm underage and whatever. But go, I can't get home. and call me and I'll figure out the rest of it, I go then to go and try and make the situation worse, right? It's like, I'd prefer you didn't, but if you did, it's kind of this like immunity clause of like, I would rather that than the catastrophic situation that could happen for you doing the wrong thing. Like,
and I don't know about other parents, man. Like, I never had, or my mother never had those conversations with me.
Yeah, I don't
like everything else was more like I think during like my era of sort of being a teenager, it was just something that you just hid from your parents.
No, mine was like, don't get someone pregnant. But I think in my
I've heard that too.
Yeah, but I think in my family that was just like so common.
Don't be like
it's like the only thing they're worried about. No one told you don't drink and drive. They're just like, hey, don't get anybody pregnant. You're like, really? That's the thing? Because I can think of 15 other things I did before that. But all right, I've done some shit you should be super concerned about. But all right.
Yeah, how we doing on time,
dude? We're like an hour in, man. Yeah, exactly an hour in right now.
All right, man. Let's end it.
Fucking
man.
Dick Cheney took the whole pod.
No, man. We touched on a few things, man.
Dude, sorry, no, this is with the kids thing.
Go.
I guess it's really tough, I think, for us as parents because there isn't the cliche thing, there isn't a handbook, right? And then it's like there isn't a right or wrong, and every kid is so different, and the personality is so different, and the environment is so different, and all that stuff, and it's I don't know. In some ways, it's cool, right? Like when you hear other parents have the same sort of like issues and trials and tribulations that you have, and then like I have moments certainly where I'm like, with my shitty parent, like in that situation, right? Like I would go, no matter what side you're on, whether I'm you or whether I'm your wife, like I'm like, there's still a question of myself where I'm like, man, did I do the thing that was best for them,
right?
Afterwards. But I think if anything, what you can take is like, man, there isn't a right or wrong thing. There is, what's the thing that resonates with them that, we talk about this on here all the time. What will turn them into the best version of them that they could possibly be? And that may be, dude, both perspectives, right? That may be your wife's perspective and your perspective, and them going, like, like, oh my God, it's bad. Yeah, it could have been this bad. And then, dad saying like this, I tend to err on the side of like, I don't want to discourage my kids from telling me things. And definitely. Because I go, it's really easy. And again, you and I have probably done this at their age. Like we can just get sneaky and then just go, I'm just not going to tell you shit. Because if I'm going to be in trouble, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't negate the fact that like, I think that there isn't like a way that you just go, no, this is the way you should have handled that. Because it even varies by child, right? Like one of your twins, like each one of them might have needed your message and one of them might have needed your wife's message. And then one of them might have needed to hear both, right? I who knows? But I think the more and more I go through this shit, because I think I struggle with this all the time where it's like, man, am I a shitty dad? Or should I not have said this? Or should I handle this way? Or whatever. And then like, the more I think I talk to people, and I'm generally, I'd like to think of myself as like a rational person. Like I'm pretty practical in a lot of things. I just go, like there isn't a one size fits all. Like it really boils down to like the kid. It really boils down to like the type of relationship you have with them. And so I think ultimately like you're the only person who can really decide like, oh, this was good for this moment, for this kid at this point in time. No one knows that better than you.
Yep.
Like I think I wouldn't beat yourself up too much about
man, and I didn't, man. It's just like I said, it's just you just never know like what is the thing that's gonna resonate, and so
how did they receive your reactions?
Well, it's really against the one, right? The one that kind of took it too far.
Yeah.
And there was like video evidence of, you know what I mean?
Even better,
Yeah, it's just like, and it's funny, like I saw some of it and I was like, like I don't really want to see that. Like,
no, you don't want to see it.
You're right. Whatever, right? But
also, they didn't have to tell you that they drank.
Correct.
They didn't have to.
So I'm fine. No, like I'm fine with like I wasn't ridiculing the guy. What I did tell him, my message to him was just like, hey man, like look at this and this. Like that tells you that you kind of went overboard. Remember, I've told you when you drink, if you drink, like look out for these signs, and then if you see these signs, then stop.
Right.
You know, because you're gonna be around people, especially when you're in a party situation, and they're going like, "Yo, what's up, man? Yo, here,
Let's do some
here,
shots,
here,
do
yep."
a drink. Yeah.
And I go, you have to be able to go, no, like, okay, I've already done this. It's been this amount of time. Like, I have to just chill. But again, like, that takes experience.
But I was just gonna say that came because you've lived that,
yes.
right? Like, I think in that case, man, it's almost like you want the opportunity to have that conversation, and the only way that happens is if they tell you.
Yeah.
And because, sneaky kid, like...
No, it was great that they told us, man. And,
dude, and kudos to you, man. It speaks to the level of comfort that they have with you guys. Like both you guys. Like kudos to you guys for, like, your kids feeling confident and comfortable enough to come to you and go, man, we did this thing. And it's like what you were saying before, like, you've always been open with them and talked to them. Because, dude, I don't know about you, but I certainly wouldn't have gone home and be like, I got fucked up last night with my friends and da-da-da-da-da. Never, right? Like, none of us would have done that, right? And again, that's not to say that our parents were bad.
No,
that's just,
man, no, not at all.
We just didn't have that, right? Like, that particular thing. And,
I wasn't trying to have that conversation.
Needed, right? Like, yeah, right. I don't even know that I would have wanted to. Like,
no.
I would have probably just ignored it and moved on, right? Like knowing me, teenage me. So I think just that in itself goes, that's a win. Like, the fact that your kid comes home and is comfortable enough to go, man, we drank, and tells you a thing and shows you the video and all that stuff, like, that speaks to the level of, like, we have this confidence and this comfort with our parents, and they're probably not going to think it's awesome. And, like, or one of them won't think it's awesome, or maybe they'll both think it's amazing, or maybe they'll both hate us, but, like, to just go, let's find out, just tell you guys, that in itself is a win, man, like, as a parent, because I feel like I would feel worse if I found out through, you see the video somehow later on, one of their cousins said something or whatever, and so the fact that they kind of, like, snitched on themselves, I think just speaks to, like, the relationship. Man,
they were excited to tell us about the weekend.
And that speaks to the relationship.
And all of the details about it, man.
That's awesome, man. And I would say keep that dynamic at all costs, because that dynamic will allow you to say, hey, here are the things to look out for. Hey, look at my binder of the DUI thing. I'm glad you didn't do it. Do that. It just opens the doors for the conversations, and whether or not they listen, whatever. But I think we don't give kids enough credit sometimes for, like, I think the things resonate. It's just they just don't act like it, or they don't respond to it the way we would want them to, or whatever. But, like, I think they're listening to us for the most part. Like, they definitely dude, my kids will say shit all the time. And I'm like, and I'll look over and it'll be something I've mentioned years ago that I didn't think really sounded.
No, they're listening, bro.
And they're listening, man. And you just never know, man. So, like, I would say I think the thing that stood out to me the most was, like, yo, those kids came home and told you about that. I would have never thought to do that, ever.
No, agreed.
Yeah.
And I thought about that too.
So, man, so shout out to that.
All right, man. Fuck it. On that, tell them where they can find us.
Fucking in New York, man. Now we're under
Momdani.
Zohran Momdani. We're gonna go get these free, or not these free, we're gonna get this free childcare and this low rent.
Let's go.
And, at the Carbon Foot Podcast on IG, on Facebook, the Carbon Foot Podcast on YouTube, at Carbon FE Pod on X, at Carbon Foot Podcast on TikTok, and then all your favorite audio platforms, man. Wherever you guys listen to your music or your podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, TuneIn, JioSaavn, Ghana, Audible, Amazon Music, your smart devices, tell them to play us. They'll do it. We're pretty much everywhere right now. If there's an app that you are using that is not playing us, let us know, or just change apps, because it probably means you're one of these, like, people who are trying to go against the grain. Like me using
you don't want to let it go.
I was using a Zune back in the day instead of an iPod. Don't be that guy. But and then if you guys try to drink or you have any other drinks, man, drop that in the comments on our videos, or hit us up, tag us at your family parties with the drinks you're trying or you're doing. I always love to see other people's variations of shit. I don't care if it's one ingredient, two, if it's a liquor that you've tried, if it's a chaser that you've tried. Yeah, all of it. We like it, man, and we're always into trying new things. So tag us in your especially with the holidays coming up, and all your photos with your drinks, man.
Yo, and as always, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.